ELI5. How come you can be falling asleep watching TV, then wide awake when you go to bed 5 minutes later? The brain is like a group of people talking to each other. When you're watching TV, the part of your brain that watches TV says, "Shut up guys, I'm watching TV," so you can focus without thinking about cake or math. As a result, the others sit silent, grow bored, and fall asleep, until only the TV watcher part of the brain is left. Left by himself, he too gets bored and falls asleep. When you're in bed, assuming you aren't counting sheep or something, the entire brain is kind of in free time mode, and any part of the brain can speak up if it wants to. They start talking to each other, and even if one of them starts to drift to sleep, the others wake it up either by deliberately talking to the sleepyheads or just being noisy. Eventually more and more of the parts of the brain fall asleep from sheer exhaustion no matter how loud the others are, and eventually the last one passes out and you are asleep. There was a post about this not too long ago. IIRC One of the reasons was that if you're lying on the couch and fall asleep, you're not actively trying to sleep, you just fall asleep because you're tired. When you go to bed, you're actively deciding to sleep, and thinking about trying to sleep actually keeps you awake. Since there's no empirical answer here, I'll throw my non-empirical answer in the mix. TLDR. It could be many things. It could be conditioning. You took a couple of naps on the couch with the TV on. Now, your brain associates the TV, with just the right amount of fatigue, as sleep time, at the right place. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, when you go to bed, you're staring at your phone, doing some last few Reddits before bed. You have trained your brain to activate before your allotted sleep time. Chances are, you've done so much internet before bed. Your brain does not associate bedtime with sleep time. Related. Your bed should be for two things only, sex and/or sleeping. This is to make sure your brain and body associate that with sleep, or sleep that usually follows sex. Also, digital screens emit blue light. In short, it's a light wavelength that suppresses melanin. Melanin is a hormone that is produced in your body. When melanin spikes up, usually after some hours of nighttime and sometimes around post-lunch hours, it makes you sleepy because that's the job of melanin. They also sell melanin at the drugstore, but it's always better to rely on your natural sleep cycles. As nature intended. The sun and digital blue light from most electronics today suppress melanin, making it harder to fall asleep. This along with not associating your bed with sleep will most definitely fuck up your sleep. Sleep is still misunderstood for the most part. We don't know why we do it. Generally, since it puts us at a huge disadvantage in the wild, yet, we must do it. This means that even if we don't understand it, it does something right. Studies where people were sleep deprived had slower time reactions, sometimes akin to a drunk person. For example, cell regeneration and healing happen during sleep. The brain, oddly enough, is more active during sleep. There's a theory that pruning is occurring during sleep, aka, your brain is getting rid of the stupid, useless information that won't help you survive. This is why the first 20 hours method works well for advancing learning quickly seems to do well. Reviewing before sleep, reviewing after sleep, in short time frames. So the brain associates that this is needed and doesn't prune it. Another possible reason is that when you sleep, it takes some minutes, 60-ish or more on normal if I recall correctly, to get to rapid eye movement, REM sleep. REM sleep is essential. A lack of sleep would screw you up, but a lack of REM will really screw you up. So, when you're running on less sleep than usual, when you finally sleep, nap, you get to REM quicker. Woohoo! Lifehack. No, it's not. As stated earlier, sleep has a lot of functions. Anyway, if you're tired and fall asleep while relaxing watching TV, and wake up 30 minutes later, chances are you got some REM sleep. This fucks you up because your body has gotten a little recharge to take you over for maybe 6 hours? It's like your phone was dying, you charged it for 10 minutes and got it to 25%. It's gonna take some time to get back below 10%. Remember those people from the studies? Well, some of them were disturbed, on purpose, during REM sleep, enough to snap them out of REM, but not out of sleep. The next day, they felt they were fine and had good rest. However, their results on reaction time showed that they were not at full normal rested reaction capability. Also, there have been many people throughout history that have experimented with various sleep cycles to get the most out of their day. I think, and I may be way wrong here, it was Da Vinci that famously tried the polyphasic sleep, fancy name for different ways of sleeping, where he would sleep 1 hour every 4 to 5 hours. Supposedly it worked, and I don't doubt he got used to it. So, you may have gotten used to sleeping 4 to 5 hours at night, with a nap right after dinner, and you may not realize that it's a habit now. You may not like it, but you did to your body. Your bod is just doing what you taught it. That's all I got. Some of it is scientific, but I did internet research long ago and don't have the patience currently to dig up the sources. If someone wants to disagree or bring up relevant points, or even call me out on wrong info, feel free. This is the internet, not the White House. I can admit I might be wrong. Edit. I want to add that humming sounds can easily relax the brain. Depending on what you're watching, if it doesn't have much flux, the TV can hum along, much like a quiet lullaby. This is why white noise or the sound of rain, a fan, air conditioner, beach waves, background coffee shop, can aid in sleep focusing. In a weird way, it zens the mind to relax. I looked into it long ago, but I forgot why it is. Probably something with the infant brain associating a smooth sound, singing by mom, that you are safe and not in danger, so you can relax. Edit 2 * guys, gals and all in between. I get it, it's melatonin, not melanin. I know the difference, I just have a long life habit of mixing them up. That's what I get for doing a write-up on a lack of sleep. Happy naps, everyone.